Hello and welcome to another one podcast.
We have a Patreon. It's one of the best Patreons in the game.
By best, it's more of us.
Hundreds of hours of content. There's specials on there.
Three
specials. 2 live shows. It's one of the best Patreons around. You won't regret it. Sign up. £3 a month. That's all it fucking is.
I can't promise you it's one of the best or the most valuable, but if you enjoy us,
I think it is.
It's the only way to guarantee this carries on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So
Genuinely.
It's up to you. Would you like this podcast to carry on? If the answer to that question is yes, then why not part with 75p a week by signing up to our Patreon?
Patreon.com/another one podcast. Sign up to it. You don't even have to enjoy the content that's on there.
You don't even have to watch it.
No.
Just
sign up.
75p a week,
yeah,
so that you get your public episode every week, guaranteed. Because if it drops below a certain level, it will stop.
75p a week.
The minute this costs us money again, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's
barely even.
So, please,
for the love of God,
yeah, please. Now it's beyond a joke. Now there's only one podcast that needs the money, and that's ours. We're absolutely brassic, and we've got the most outgoings, like dependents.
Another one.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 156 of another, is it one? I forget it. 156 of another one podcast of me, Simon Wozniak, joining me co-host, cohorts, brother from another mother, brother in arms, comedy comrade Robert Thomas.
What's happening, people? And
joining us today on this lovely warm winter's day, Sam Avery.
I feel like my head's shriveling.
Yeah, it's nippy, isn't it?
Temperature. It's nice to be.
I like it though. I like not the head. I mean, I like the head.
You like the shrivel.
I like the shrivel, but I like the weather.
You like the weather? You like?
Yeah, I like
you
it.
Like layering up, don't you?
Layering up, yeah, because you can wait with your tits then.
Yeah. No one knows how chubby
you are.
It's a good time of year to be a little bit overweight, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Dangerous time of the year to be overweight, but good as well.
I'm trying to lose weight before Christmas so I can gain it all again.
You're quite trim though.
January, mate. We're going to Disneyland in January and I'm trying to lose it so I can go on the rides.
It's an incentive, isn't it?
You don't have to have a whole carriage to yourself.
You don't look like you need to lose any timber, you.
Well, that's the jumper, isn't it? I've just got.
You're just like you got right, yeah.
Yeah,
I yo all the time. YOLO and yo-yo.
So you want to lose weight? Or what? Do you lift?
A little bit, but I've never really seen any results. I do it more for my mental state.
Right.
I feel like if I'm lifting, I'm a lot more relaxed. And as I've got older, I found that's even more important because I read something ages ago about like, what is it? Your testosterone reduces, doesn't it, as you get older, and your bone density and all these like fear-mongering things I was reading. I was like, I need to go and lift some weight. So it was in COVID. I didn't have any weights, and I was like, I thought my head was going to fall off. So I built like an outdoor gym using like empty milk cartons and water and this big like old broom handle. I was like, yeah, right. And it was really bad, but I felt good for doing it because it was like Rocky 4.
That doesn't sound like it was going to be heavy enough.
No.
Really doesn't sound it.
Taught me discipline.
Yeah, you're like one of them Nigerian fellas doing like with them makeshift gyms. Yeah. You seen them? You seen them? There's the tires and that, but 2 litres full of milk of water. That's not going to be enough.
I don't know if milk's heavier than water, actually. Maybe you should have left the milk in.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I think it's negligible in terms of what you wanted to achieve.
Semi-skim.
Rocks in it with the big lid.
So you do. See, I'm going to start when I get time again. In a few weeks' time. Yeah, I'm going to start going to the gym again. Because I'm the same as you. It's more to do with the idea that you're gonna be frail, an old frail man.
Yeah.
That's that I don't want to be. Is one of these like ones that are creaking around and all that.
Yeah, I think yoga's probably more important for me at this point because I've struggled to tie my laces, just bend it over,
just flex it.
Yeah. And I did yoga for like, I don't know, about 4 years, once a week. That's all, once a week. The benefits of it were amazing, and I've just stopped doing it. And I forgot. That was like yoga was like the finger in the dam or the finger in the dike. That's the wrong phrase.
What?
But that's a different story. But that's it. And as soon as I removed it, the whole thing's just falling apart, and I can feel.
Well, Giggsy swore by yoga, didn't he?
Well,
Giggsy did, yeah.
I'm sure that's what he credited his longevity to was yoga, and then everyone started doing it.
If he's not a role model, who is?
Exactly. Yeah, he had his problems as we all do, Sam. You know what I mean? But he swore by yoga.
No one's perfect.
Maybe that was the problem.
He was a bit of a twat, but he could touch his toes.
Yeah. Well, so, I don't know what I'm going to say now. I'm panicking. I had something to say, and then...
You're going to go back to gym, you said?
Yeah, it was the gym, wasn't it?
So have you just stopped going?
No, I just don't want to be a frail old man. I want to have a bit of strength to me. I could look a solid old man in the corner of a pub. He looks like, he could actually do something.
Yeah.
Like a skinny man.
Yeah.
At like 60.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fancy that.
No.
It looks a bit bleak, when he's going to be sat there and your tits. I'd rather have big tits as an old man than them skin tits that a man might get.
Yeah, because big tits, you can have a little...
Yeah, you look like you're handy still. Like a grand, like big forearms.
Who are you expecting to see you topless as an old man?
You just see some old men sitting around the pool at 60 odd, and they've got no shoulders, they've got nothing.
Right.
They're just like skinning a bit of bloat, and you're thinking, I think I'd rather be one of these like heavier ones with like a thicker arm.
Yeah.
That I want to sort of be an old man like that. That's my old man body. We look at Tyson. It looks. Did you see it?
He's thick, isn't he?
But did you see? Yeah, he was thick on top, but the legs were just
that's
twigs.
all boxers, though, isn't it? That's all boxers. That.
I know, but that was too much. Well, like Jake Paul was thick all the way through, wasn't he?
He's not a boxer.
No, all boxers.
If you watch all boxers, they've all got little skinny legs.
No, Tyson had strong legs when he was back in the day.
Tyson looked on that
he
fight
did.
Jake Paul, those little things you make for kids where you put your fingers through and you walk.
Yeah.
His legs are like these little like.
His knees were gone. They were shot, weren't he?
Yeah, but did you watch it or did you wait till in the morning and watch it?
In the morning.
Yeah. It was stupid. What a sad fight it was.
I started watching it on. I'm not a big boxing fan, but I wanted to watch that, and which proves actually even
you're not a big boxing fan.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's got me interested just to see.
It never got me interested at all.
You a boxing fan though?
No.
I don't know why. I'd at the old Mike Tyson could be back.
No. Everyone did it. It's just like
I was like, come on.
In any other thing,
just maybe.
If any other thing you said, a 60-year-old's fighting a 28-year-old, you'd go, that's not right.
I know.
And everyone just bought into the marketing of, it's Iron Mike Tyson.
30 seconds in, it was like, no.
On the ring walk, do you see? He looked like a sad man under duress. Like, I thought he was high. I thought he was, because he's always on mushrooms. I thought he was on the mushrooms, and he's done this but he's clearly just getting 10 mil for his kids.
Oh yeah,
his grandkids.
Apparently got 20 mil, didn't he?
Yeah, but after all the things have come out, probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably only walking away with 10, isn't he?
But I started watching it, and then as I was watching it, I thought this is dead boring. And then as I was watching it on my phone, I just went on the BBC website and checked what happened. I didn't know how it ended.
Yeah.
And it just said, it was like a points decision. It was dead boring. I just stopped watching it. It was just dead boring.
That was sensible. I woke up, put it on straight away. I just thought I'll just try and get through it before gymnastics.
Get through it.
It's
Well, I just I watched it because everyone was watching it, but I can take or leave these gimmick fights.
Yeah.
I've never been in when Tyson fought.
I'm all in on Till and.
Oh no! See, it doesn't. Nothing about it makes me think.
Did you see the press conference yesterday?
But John Fury threw water or something.
Yeah, I was going to say about this in the page, but like, she's just talking about it now. Yeah, but Darren Till, I just loved how honest Darren Till was, and you proper.
What did he say?
He proper like Tommy Fury shit himself because he just went, "Listen, if I'm losing this fight, I'm just going to boot you in the head."
Yeah.
And Tommy Fury's like, what? He's like, yeah, if I'm losing this fight, I'm just going to boot you in the head. And what are you going to do?
Well, you'll lose. He won't get his...
You won't do that. We're boxing, mate. He said, I don't care. He said, I'll just boot you in. If I'm losing, I'm just going to boot you in the head.
See, I want to watch that fight now, because that sounds interesting.
Well,
but
the fact that he said that, because all the MMA fights, you go to boxing and all that, and try and pretend he can box. I like the fact that Darren just went, I'll just boot you. And then he was like, well, if you do that, we'll have a proper fight. He went, sounds, because I'm a proper fighter, and you're a boxer, so I'll just batter you.
Yeah.
Well, Dylan Dennis tried to choke Logan Paul, didn't he? You see that when he tried to he tried to like drag him down to like a headlock, sort of like a triangle choke sort of thing. Yeah. It's natural, I think, for them. But then it's again that annoys me because he's not going to do it because he'll lose his money, so he's not going to do it. It's just all selling fight, and I just hate it.
There's no other sport where you think, I wonder if this, because I was the same as you. I was like, has Tyson still got it? Because I think if Tyson still got it gives us hope. For all of us that we've still got it.
Yeah.
Why did you think he'd ever have it?
Well, no.
Did you see him against what's what the other boxer called? The one they had the exhibition fight with?
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, did you see that?
That was terrible.
awful.
It's because I'm an optimist and I'm not a realist, and I don't want to be the frail old man that you were talking about. And I feel like if Tyson can do it, then there's hope for all of us. But he didn't have it, and that means we haven't got it, and that means
it's the fact that what he was as well, to how frail he looked. You realise, how frail am I going to be?
Yeah.
If he was so weak, and that was it. What he was. Oh fuck!
my prime was not a great.
That's what. Yeah, that's the worry, isn't it?
My prime was most people's value.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's the most sad thing I've taken from it, is the fact that I've gone, he's a beast, and that's what he's come to at 60. And I'm this now. Like, now you're thinking like,
but I'm assuming because he's flown so close to the sun.
Oh yeah,
that's why he's crashing down.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming like he's peaked and troughed in life, whereas I'm just the same the whole way through. So I'm hoping that's why I'm never gonna fall off like that.
If he's Icarus,
they're
living in caves, aren't we? Just hiding from the sun.
when was your peak?
My peak was about 10 minutes ago. You missed it.
climbing the stairs in the studio. Didn't need
You
to
should
stop.
have seen me when I was stuck on Parr
My
Street.
peak was having a piss in that toilet. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this feels.
Did it work?
It worked, yeah.
Solid.
Yank it a little.
I
reckon in my 20s, 24.
That when you peaked, that's when you reckon you peak.
That's me peak because, the metrics I'm going on is how much I could drink without having a really bad hangover.
Yeah.
How much hair I had.
Yeah.
And that's the metrics I'm using.
Right. But like for me, like, because the reason why I say that is because the other week Hot Water put a thing out of me where I was younger but worse.
As a comic.
As a comic and as a glow up sort of thing, you know what I mean? So like, then we were speaking about him. Yeah. And so then I would like, because obviously I've now seen myself, so I've gotten worse, and then I've had an up bit as well.
Right.
Do you think have you just steadily gone down, or do you know what I mean, like an up and a down sort of thing? Like,
do you know? Interestingly, I think I had this this is like a hair thing. But I was clinging on, not for I don't think for too long, but long enough where when it's bad, you see fellas and they're just holding on, and you just think, just bick it, just get rid of it. And
I always think you need someone.
You need someone to take you under your wing and just say,
there's a few people I know now, and I just think, should I be that someone, or am I too far away from them? Like you'll probably know some of them as well. You're just like, oh, can I? What, is it like even someone like someone I've gigged with once who's got an Instagram, and I just message him and go, just pick that lad. Honestly, mate, but people struggle, don't
it's
they?
quite a forward thing to say, and it's to someone if you don't know them very well. But I think
especially now it's sexual harassment as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and if it's a woman, it's a bit rude, isn't it? So,
just pick that love.
Just pick that love. But I had a conversation with my wife where she, there was a photo of our wedding day, and that was when I still had hair, but it didn't look good. And she looked at that, she looked at me now, and she said, the way she chose to say it was really interesting. Actually, it says a lot about how she probably looks at me. She said, "You look worse then than you do now."
Yeah.
Not you look better now than you did then.
Right,
you look even worse then.
Yeah.
You do now. You look bad now, but you look worse then. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. So you got better then.
I think so. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think most bald men do that though. You sort of like, I think people get used to seeing you with no hair.
Yeah.
And you grow into it. And you grow into to style you as well. Because I haven't seen I look at my wedding photos and think, I should have really been bicking then, really. Yeah. Bit of sweat and you see right through your hair and you're like, oh.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. But, but hopefully you get another peak in like your 50s or something. Because I see fellas now in the 50s and I go, you look like you know yourself really well. And you know what you can do and you fucking know what you can't do as well. Like, your limitations, which I think that's got to be happiness, isn't it? No, like... Playing footy is a great example. You have a better game of footy when you know you can't lob the keeper from 40 yards and you just play it simple. That's what life is, isn't it? Really?
What? Knowing what you're capable, knowing your limits.
Knowing your limits.
Yeah, know your
limits and knowing your lane and shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Staying in your lane.
When you get content with it, that's what it is, isn't it?
Well, that's it.
I think when you get content with what your lane is, that's when you're like, I can be happy now.
That's quite sad as well, isn't it? Being content with what you've got. Because we work in comedy where you should always be aspiring to get more.
Yeah.
And when you go, nah, this'll do.
Well, I heard a comic talk about his mate once. And his mate was just like either a graphic designer or an office job or something. He said, he was dead happy. I said to him, are you just content all the time? And he was like, yeah, why? And he's like, never been content my whole life.
No.
I wouldn't know what that feels like at all. And he said, I don't know if it was tragic on my behalf or his behalf.
Exactly.
Do you think it's possible as a comic to ever be truly content?
No, I don't think so.
To order write new stuff?
You've always got to be searching, I think.
Yeah, you got to be
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of discomfort, doesn't there? Well, that's what I tell myself.
Well, I'm working on a bit about being a parent, about how a parent is the only job in the world where the better at it you are, the worse the product is. So, like, if you raise your kids loving and supportive, they're going to be boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's just going to be that person in the office who's just boring, who has fur babies and, like, just no ambition, no stories, but it's happy.
Yeah.
But it's dead content and happy because, like, they're fine with their life. They never had to cry for attention. And it's like, that's what you want, though, innit? That's what you want, really. That's what you want to raise. Someone you know is going to grow up happy, but, like, you really don't want to spend any time with them. but that's what you want, sort of thing. It's like,
but if everybody did that, then it'd be a new base level of human, and it'd be better.
Yeah, well, that's because everyone fucks up. But my idea is, like, I said the best thing I can do as a parent, then, like, the joke is, best thing I can do as a parent is kill myself when they're 16. Because at least I've raised them with happiness and taught them respect and love and that, and there's just enough formative years where they can take the trauma and do something with it.
And then that darkness is a story for them.
Or just make up a lie before you die. That's what I thought. It's just before you die, go, by the way, when you were 1, I did something to you, and then die. And then that just fucks them. And then that,
tell them what it was.
I didn't want to say anything too graphic then, because I don't want to get cancelled and that. But if you just said, something horrific, and then just died, and then they're 44 and they go, what the fuck? Do I even know that man?
That's a great opening to a TV show, isn't it?
Well, just go like, on the deathbed, everyone's gathered around, and then the wife of the deceased might go, oh no, he didn't. I don't know why he said that.
I wonder what's the thing you can do.
Why have you done that? You go dead anyway.
It's not too horrific. You can be like on the deathbed and be like,
well, I just thought it might help with the grieving. I thought it'd help.
You were never there. Like to lie, they can easily figure out. But it fucks with that. They can show my whole life. Did he not think he was my dad? And then that'd fuck with your head. Like
it was help with the grieving.
Everything they ever did.
The whole point was to see if it would help the grieving process, so you wouldn't miss them as much. So if they go, oh, I just love Dad, but you go, hang on, he nonced me when I was 1, and then they go, actually, I don't really miss him that much. So your last act of kindness is to make them hate you, so they get over the grief quicker. Yeah. That was my thinking.
I mean, the logic's there. The funeral will be really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you die. What you've done there is a last act of kindness.
Goodwill.
Is you've made everyone hate you enough so that they don't feel upset you've gone. And therefore, but you never did it, but you were a true hero.
People say nonce, I say hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're not a nonce.
But he'd probably grieve in a different way, though, wouldn't he?
No,
He'd still grieve.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Angry.
If you found out that your dad just said to you, and nonced you at 1.
Yeah, that'd fuck me up because I'd be grieving what I've lost, but then not understanding.
But then your mum said, but then your mum goes, no, he didn't. I don't know why he said that. and then obviously no one's going to know because you were 1 and no one was around when you got nonced.
And then on her deathbed, she says, by the way, what's
There's Russian dolls of dead nonsense. And my dad did it to me, and I'll do it to my son.
Yeah, then you pass it on. Circle of bullshit trauma. Surely fake trauma must be the hardest trauma to deal with.
But you never know. You won't know.
Not sure
they're not knowing sort of thing.
Like,
yeah.
Is it? Do I need therapy or?
I'm a feeling trauma.
Yeah.
Or
you go like, I don't know whether I was nonced by my dad, and I loved him.
Yeah. So
don't know.
But anyway, that was just what I thought to try and make the grieving process quicker. Because I just
social experiment would be interesting to see if it worked, because obviously Rob was saying like you'd have different like
reactions to it.
But maybe over like a 6-month period you'd be like, I feel bad actually. But we don't know.
Yeah, like how you go like every day I miss Dad, but then you go actually no, he was all right, but he told me he fucked me when I was 1.
Not as much as you
when I was 1. And don't make it more honourable.
Well, one's just means, it's not like you're not remembering any at 1, are you?
I know, but it's just the graphic in my head. It's just not nice.
Yeah, no, it's not true, is it? You're lying to make for your kid.
It's not a pleasant thought, is it?
No.
But it might be a useful thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we'll never know.
No, I don't think I'd do it really.
What about you rather than telling your nonce them, you just told them you were nonce?
No, because then they go, well, he was still my dad.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, you go, well, he's got, well...
The way we live in, everyone's so, like, self-entitled. Like, well, he never nods me. So
Yeah. No, it needs to happen to you.
Yeah, right.
It needs to happen to you, because you're the one that's going to grieve.
First-hand trauma.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, Scott Bennett's got the Royal Variety. I feel a bit like a duty of care to take his episode down now, and he's on that. You know what I mean? I feel like, I should probably take that down. Can't have him performing to them and then being on this thing. Ruin him.
Maybe it's a stepping stone. This is the stepping stone to royalty.
We've launched many a star on this podcast, so...
Many a ship.
Many people on this have gone on to
I mean, we probably had a few criminals on who don't do it anymore.
Did the stars come back, or did they just...
No, they don't.
They can get bullied back now and again.
Yeah, every now and then you can cajole them into it, but
lean on them a little.
on the whole, it's nice having you on though, because you have a nice aura about you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
even though I'm a little bit chilly.
Yeah. I did say keep your coat on.
I know, but it's just me coat.
Felt a bit rude.
Well, just in case it was going shit and you wanted me to go. Keep my coat on. But I feel like my body language is quite negative, but it's just purely...
That's a comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, it is.
Crossed arms.
I like it. I like this one as well, but I feel like renting off
Also,
train spotting.
If you feel a bit sweaty...
I was walking to... See, you know this whole
It
thing...
helps not sweat that, because it keeps your armpits open.
That's true.
So that's why I do that, because it can keep my armpits are tight to the sides, so the heat. So you do that, I'm actually just stopping the heat, the contact.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, even though we're all obviously in long-term relationships,
Yeah.
do you ever worry about the new trend of the ich? So I was walking to school today, thinking, and then I had my hands tucked into my jumper because it was cold. I had no gloves on. And then I thought to myself, oh, no, there's going to be women staring at me going, oh, he's giving me the ich. With his hands tucked into his jumper.
That's
And I thought,
pathetic.
I can't have the school. I can't be giving the school mums the ich on the playground. So I just had to
Were you in
deal
sliders?
I was in sliders, though.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you in sliders?
I was in trainees, but
Sliders, no
I wasn't sliders.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
I reckon I've
Well,
got
thinking
loads.
that or walking like
Doing
that.
that's pathetic.
Well,
Sad that.
in my head, I was thinking
That is sad, isn't it?
I don't
A
do
grown man doing
I
that.
do wear gloves more than I should, though. I don't like doing that. But the X is fun. It's a new thing, innit? But I reckon I've got loads
Put
of
your hands in the pockets.
Yeah, bad things in my pockets.
Carry your child, and then that'll keep you warm.
I think I was going to school to pick him up.
No, I wouldn't put my hands on. No, I'd sooner put them down in front of your kecks like that. I think
Yeah.
that's
the old
less.
Scouse thing.
Yeah, that's less embarrassing.
We've
That.
got to a point now where the young lads who used to stick their hands down in front of the kecks are now in the 40s, so they're doing it. So you get grown men doing it, and it's
I've not seen one for a while.
no, they're not.
I've not seen a Nature's Pocket.
When you
one.
do see it, it stands out now, doesn't it, more? You're like,
I've just
oh,
never.
yeah.
It used
Yeah,
to be
I
a
get all
big
the
thing.
time.
Didn't,
collector's item.
Yeah.
do the young lads not do it now?
And after I see, like not like say now, like Sam said, now and again you see a 40-year-old standing on the step with their hands down the kecks.
Yeah, it's weird.
And like, oh, it's a scally.
I think maybe when you're waiting to play footy, that is it still a thing? I imagine you're still doing that maybe.
Like warming the
dunno.
hands up.
Just sort of, when you're waiting to go on or something, people and you're spitting and you're kicking the ball back and forth and that.
You don't realise you're subconsciously trying to exert your dominance.
You're going like that, and then you
the
just
males
Yeah.
rubbing your bollocks, spitting, scratching,
Yeah.
all good stuff. Yeah, talking about.
Have you ever been a spitter?
Not really. I do spit when I play footy though, because I
Yeah. But when you go to the urinal,
not in the urinal. That's
No.
a weird thing, innit? The spit before.
I can't stop it, mate. It's like it's chaos. I just can't.
What, at the
Muscle
urinal,
memory.
your little position, is it?
Yeah, it's like a serum. It just can't.
Like an exclamation mark. You got
Like
the dots
carrying the
and then
Quran above your head. It's just you gotta do. I just got to do it.
What's the birth of that ritual?
I don't know. I suppose it's just sort of like
Just habit.
just clearing your mouth.
Just getting rid of the last of the bullshit.
You're getting all of the fluids out. Then
Right,
you're getting everything out.
Yeah.
I just talk some shite there.
I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's a common thing though.
It is common, yeah.
But you're not governed by that.
I'm not governed by that. I'm not a slave to that. No,
I'm at the car window,
no,
mate.
not at all.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, straight out the car window.
Oh no. Why?
Oh.
Why are you spinning out the
Well,
car
not
window?
under the car, but like just sometimes you.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's normally when you get it when you go between different heats and stuff. So you get in the car and then he can come.
Yeah, but the car's going at speed.
Yeah, but I'm not hitting no one.
Oh no, I wouldn't spit out the window of a car.
Right. Just down the urinal next to
Yeah,
someone.
but yeah, but no, not if anyone's close by.
Right.
If it's a urine, if it's on my own. You know, it's not part of the trough.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've got to weigh up every time you go to the toilet.
Right.
But I wouldn't...
I prefer a cubicle, me.
I'm a big fan of a cubicle.
I mean, a fan's a strong word.
It used to be. It used to be synonymous with little dick, didn't it? Though, like if you use the cubicle when there's urinals, it's like, why don't you just get your dick out?
Yeah. If there's urinal free and you go in a cubicle, I think
yeah.
It opens you up to questions.
Yeah.
No, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm.
Do you leave the door open of the cubicle?
It depends what mood I'm in.
That's what I'm a door open cubicle.
Oh yeah.
Door open. Well, I want them to know I'm having a piss. I don't want them to think, I'm having a line, or I'm having a shit. Or
I used to get worried about this. Someone told me once about the what a lot of not a lot of, but what certain homosexual men would do if they'd meet in a public toilet. They'd take the shopping in with them so that you wouldn't see two pairs of feet. One pair of feet, and they put one pair of feet in the bags. But on occasion, I've gone to
not enough space to swing a cat in it.
I know. But I've always thought if I've got like a Sainsbury's bag and I'm having a shite, people might think I'm getting bumped. So one time I hooked the Sainsbury's bag on the
door, so no one can see that. Yeah,
there's a lot going on in my head for the afternoon shite.
I've never had that. I've never been concerned that someone thinks I'm getting bummed in there.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably be less concerned now because I just think, well, they're just gonna have to deal with it in their head, aren't they? It's not
there was this is ages ago.
I wonder if gay men are delighted with the rise and popularity of cocaine. So it's like, they just think we're having a line. They don't know we're getting bummed.
Yeah, well, there's this guy ages ago that was a comic, and I don't know. I think he only did like 2 gigs. I remember it was before like Smig was massive, and he was still MCing the Sundays and all that. And this guy was on stage, and I think he only did it like twice, but he had a bit about going the cubicle and leaving the door open. Yeah. And he was just going like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you want to get arse raped? And that was like the bit. But that's all he'd do. And he was just, I think he had long hair, but he wasn't a comic. He did it like twice.
Wow.
And he's just like, he's got this bit about where you go into the cubicle and you leave the door open. And then he shouts about like, if is that you begging to be.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that was it. Just stayed with me that.
There was a guy who used to be around, about 17 years ago, and he was around for about 3 months, and then he just disappeared, and I don't know where he is, and I can't remember his name, but he was dead camp, and he had this bit about wearing his boxies back to front for easy access. You know, with the little.
Oh yeah.
And then the next line was, "It also helps if you need a quick shit." Just the way he said it was phenomenal.
Quick one.
Quick shit. Yeah. Like he just guiding it through the pants. Unbelievable. I don't know where he is now. If you're watching, get in touch.
Just didn't stand at once.
You're not in a secure accommodation.
Specials out. Is it
next week?
It's exciting, isn't it?
This will come out.
Whenever you want.
26th
Tuesday.
Yeah, so the day this will come out, it'll be out on YouTube that night.
Is that the one you filmed down south?
Leeds.
Oh, I thought you filmed it like where you did the analytics and you said you're a lot of all in Bournemouth.
No, there's a lot of people in Southampton.
Maybe that was it.
I filmed one special in Southampton.
Oh, right, maybe.
This one was in Leeds City Varieties. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Lovely doing that.
Dead night. It's one of those gigs where before you go on, they go, oh, by the way, Laurel and Hardy played here, and Harry Houdini stood where you are now, and you're like, fucking hell.
The Ken Dodd Auditorium.
Yeah, that's it, because he played there so many times. So then I've start questioning about how base level some of your jokes are to share a stage with some of these icons, and you're like, well, I'm here now, innit?
Yeah, but that was when you could be a star. I think being a star is more trickier now, so I'd say fuck them.
Fuck them, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck all of those great entertainers. Fuck them.
Well,
but it was, I'm really happy with the special, so... Yeah.
We'll get back.
I saw it on the laptop when you posted on your Instagram. Did you edit it yourself or?
No, it didn't. But it was recorded in February, and then it got edited quite quickly by the company I was working with, Bread and Butter Productions, who were really good. And then my tour for next year didn't go on sale till 2 weeks ago, so I thought I won't put the special up till the next tour's on sale, so that I can stick a ticket link on. And if people enjoy it, they tickets. So very boring admin promotion for it, but it feels like some of the jokes actually, there's quite a lot of topical stuff in the thing. Thankfully, some of them have come back in, like topical jokes do. They go out of fashion, and then something happens in the news, and you're like, oh,
reframe it.
Thank God Trump won.
Yeah,
the jokes relevant again. But yeah, so it'll be out on Tuesday. But yeah, I just want people to see it because it's just you know, when you spend so long writing something and then recording it and getting it right, you're like, I just want people to watch it now.
Yeah, it must be. Sounds exhausting to me putting an hour together and putting it out. Like it might. It sounds massive to you, and it would be massive to any of us.
Yeah.
But no one cares.
No one cares.
No one gives a shit how much time and effort you put into this hour.
No. I don't think anyone sits at home even realise.
No. And you go like, this is my everything. This like,
well, it is like literally
like this is.
They spent the last 2 years pretty much
Yeah.
every day doing some kind of work
Yeah.
towards this moment, whether it's driving to the gig and doing the gig, or listening back to the gig and going, that didn't work, why didn't that work, or trying out new jokes. That takes up so much time, doesn't it?
And it's one show that you filmed.
It's just one show, yeah. So I did this thing where I've done it before, where I just film one show, and I sort of go out to the audience beforehand and I say, look, I'm filming this tonight, so
No dickheads.
please don't shout out unless you really want to. I mean, obviously, if you really want to.
If they're gonna shout out, they're gonna really want to shout out, Sam. I wouldn't do that. So they're gonna go, yeah, I really want to shout out, yeah.
But no one's saying really want to shout out.
Well, now he mentions it. Do I really want to shout what I was gonna say? Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, no, thanks, Sam. But yeah.
The interval over 3 pints.
Yeah.
I want to shout out, and then they shout out, I want to shout out.
Yeah.
But then that kind of makes the audience understand what I'm doing. So I suppose the first time I did it, I said, right, if I fluff a line, like if I just pronounce a word slightly wrong, which you can get away with normally, can't you? Because people still know what word you're trying to say. I'll just do the bit again.
So would you finish the bit, get the laugh, and then just go, I'm just going to do that again?
Sometimes I'd just say the line, and I'd say, I'm going to say that line again. But to be honest, this special, I think there was one line that I said wrong, and I said, I'm going to say that again, and I just said it again, and that was it. And the rest of it was kind of fine.
But so before we go on to that bit of it thing, I just wanted to get. Did you ever film a special in Harrogate in that tailor's room, or were you going to?
No, but I did one in York.
York.
Yeah, York.
Did you film a special there?
I filmed a special in there, yeah.
So have you got 3? You're gonna have 3 hours now out.
I've got. This will be the 4th hour. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Goes out, yeah.
Wow.
Do you don't clip it out? Do you?
I clipped.
Never really seen much clips.
I've clipped shows in the past, but then I've not clipped as many recently. But I've got, because I felt like the last show before this one, the clips didn't. There was more of a narrative than it wasn't.
Right.
Clip.
Yeah.
Whereas this show is like. I wrote it in comedy club, so it's pretty much 3 20-minute sets, really, in a way, mainly, apart from one bit at the end. So there's a lot more clips. There'll be a lot more clips of this coming out.
That'd be cool.
I spoke, I won't name them, but I spoke to a comic who said, because they were filming a big gig, big room, they're only going to film it once. They couldn't sell it out twice. Right. And they were like, so they went out and pretty much did quite a bit of their bits to no one.
Right.
Which they then said put them at ease to do the actual show. Because they said, right, we'll get the bits out now that you want. And you just did them. Yeah. And then they said, right, we've got them now. So therefore you could go out and do the show. And if you fluff it. Yeah. You mean? So if you fluff a line, then.
Wow. I couldn't do that.
Because they thought, I've only got one take here. So obviously they didn't go down the route of pickups. They went, we'll do the thing. Yeah. And then after that, we'll then do the show. Right. So most people do a pickup after, don't they? Yeah. Could you not have just done it after?
I could have done it after, but I just wanted to get it done. And to be honest, I was of the mindset where
leave it in.
If the bit is slightly incorrect, not that it is incorrect, but it makes it feel a bit more real. And we've all had material that you go, that's become really rigid because I've done it so often, and I didn't want any of the special to look like that. So I wanted to make sure if it was slightly different or the build up to a gag was slightly different, it was natural and it felt real, and that was kind of important.
So that was a conscious decision. You went, I'm not just going to recite this. I'm going to try and throw in the odd word or
a little bit to
freshen it up.
There was a couple of bits where I thought I've got to nail this exactly. I've written it and I've done it. But the bit at the end, the one bit I did do a couple of times was what I said at the end is, right, so I've got this bit where I end the show sat on a stool and I'm reading this list of things I've written to me kids that I want them to read when they're older. Yeah. And it's about a 5-6 minute bit and it ends the show. And then I stood up and I walked off stage, and obviously this is the end of the show, the big crescendo, and it was one of them where I walked off stage, and as I walked off there was a stool, and I'd gone to the audience and like clapped and like waved at them, and then I'd walked into the stool that I'd been sat in and knocked it over, and I thought, oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to do that again. So I went back out and I went, listen, and everyone was like, because it's quite poignant the end of the show, everyone was like quite emotional. I went, listen, really sorry, I'm gonna have to just walk off again. You can all start clapping again, and they all started clapping again, and then I did it again. I had to do it a third time.
Fucking hell, you should leave that in. Is that an outtake?
No, but by the third time I got off, and the camera guys said, oh, we didn't get any of that on camera, so you walked off perfectly the first time. You didn't see the story knocked over, so but that was kind of funny, you know. But
that's a little outtake, a little blooper reel.
What a nice little advert for the special.
Yeah, it'd be a good one, that wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh well.
Go on.
I thought you were say something then.
I was, but I forgot.
Fair enough.
You know, I can't remember anything. I do want to ask you something else, but I do want to ask about the special a bit more. But I've just slipped my mind. I need to have a notepad.
Pick up I did on a previous special where I said, I've done that wrong, I need to pick that up again. So I picked it up, and then I forgot what the joke was. And I ended up with like a 5-minute clip of me trying to remember this joke that I stuck online. And that was a good clip, actually.
That was it I was going to ask about the keeping it fresh. See, I sometimes think that, but sometimes I think you need it to be exact.
Yeah.
Did you ever find that you tried to keep it fresh and you went, that hasn't landed in the rhythm it needed to land, and it's not worked as well?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Certainly with punchlines or like payoffs, sometimes you've got to nail it.
Yeah, like even if you've got the essence of the bit, but you've just added too many words in, and you've gone, that's to try and be fresh. That has now had the worst bit.
I've added syllables,
yes,
the rhythms fucked, and it's not as funny. And I've also gone off on a little bit of a tangent that's a bit confusing.
Yes, and they didn't laugh, and they go, oh God, this is just fluff now. And so sometimes it's like, oh, do you just stick to the script?
Yeah,
rigidly.
I think there was a combination of both. Really, there was a couple of little bits where it wasn't so much adding too much as like not being as specific on the timing of the build up, but obviously the punchline, that's where the.
But sometimes I'm on the way home in my car and I'm doing new bits or bits, and I'm going, fucking hell, this would be brilliant live. And then I was like, but if I tried to do that live and make it as waffly and wordy, but I'm just in the zone on the way home, and I'm going like, I'm nailing this, and this is feeling so freeform. But then if I went on stage with that, I go, this isn't.
I had the same thing the weekend, driving to a gig, nailing what I'm going to do. Thinking, I'm so excited to do this. So I'm going to absolutely nail it. And I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll voice record it. Fucked up the voice record. Didn't even get to the I was like, can't even leave me mouth.
It's fucked. Like, I've had that, literally doing a bit thinking, this is brilliant. Get the voice record out to film it, and I'm gone. I've gone. Arse is gone. I've shit it in the car, and I can't even voice memo this.
Weird thing, innit? As soon as you press record, everything changes.
The pressure's got
like, oh fuck, what am I doing?
That voice record thing is when you're going, I'm in absolute flow state here. Bam. What is the psychology of that?
I don't know.
I think it's because it's not natural. It's all of a sudden it's incredibly unnatural, isn't it? Because you're not saying it for the moment, you're saying it for another moment. It's not.
I think you think in a different voice to what you're actually speaking as well.
Yeah.
I think you're much more fluent in your head than when you come to.
See, but do you ever just vision yourself going on stage at a gig? It's that gig, I'm there, and I'm saying this, and this is just smashing it because I'm being that free and I'm that flowy. Yeah. And you go, I can see that now. I'm sat in the chair watching me at that gig, and this is brilliant.
This is absolutely brilliant. it's phenomenal.
If only that's literally
defining.
You can see yourself at the gig. At the gig, you're there going, listen, you should see what was in my head on the way to here. You'd have been mesmerised, but like, just imagine how good it was.
Yeah,
but then a gig pissed once, really pissed. It was at the Fringe, and I think I had the day off, and I was going to get pissed today. And then I'd signed up for some opens, like open mic thing. You just do 5 minutes, and I thought I'm going to do 5 minutes pissed because I've never done that, like really drunk. And I thought I'm going to be wild. This like rebel just pushing things over. And I was so self-conscious that I was pissed. I was just like, hello everyone. I was like a shell of a man. I come back from war. Oh God, please be gentle.
But that's when you go back to go. It's tricky to do. And you're thinking like...
I think the freest I've felt is being merry. I was merry on stage. I was like, this is so freeing.
Right.
But then I just realised you can never perfectly get that right
it's
again.
Hard to get merry, isn't it?
See, I felt freeing when I did that gig recently for Phil Walker. And cause I think I'd resigned myself to going, you're just going to have to go with whatever happens in this room because this probably isn't set up for you.
Right.
And I was just great. I was just dead funk. So I was just like, well, I just in my head I went, well, this is just death.
Right.
And then I went out and it was really nice.
Really nice,
you just don't care. Sort of.
Yeah.
I
suppose that's the trick, innit, for good comedy and probably good any performance. Like, go with what it...
But how long have you been doing it?
21 years.
So when you're out there now, how are you feeling?
Old.
Right. But like, are you tired sometimes? Do you find yourself tired and you're going, I'm not giving this what... I'm just going to go through the motions to get, just really, game management.
Not really, unless it's one of them gigs where you go on and you think, I can't be free here. I have to be a fire blanket.
Yeah.
Smother them, and that's where you know, your delivery changes where you think,
What?
It either speeds up or it slows down to show authority and all. I hate those gigs.
What about a ropey gig that you've gone, like this is not going to get the laughter I need?
Some of them are my favourite gigs, not beforehand, but when you get into it, because you kind of check out a little bit mentally, don't you?
I had one the other night.
You go, actually, and then you become more free because you're not that arsed about it. You know, when I look at the audience and I just think, I don't want these to like me. I don't want, and they normally do because you're like, you got that like not bravado, but like that like free energy. I
don't know. Sometimes it goes the wrong way, and they've gone, he's out of this, and this gig, you can't be out of this gig, and you're out of it, and you're there, go. And you know, you just stay silent for just too long, and you're going, now it's over. I
don't think I've ever really done it with an audience, but I've done it with
I love
gigs.
It, mate.
But gigs thinking, I never want to play this again. So I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When you turn up, you're just going, I can't do this now.
Yeah, I don't want to be back here. I don't want to be rebooked.
Just
Genuinely don't care where this goes.
30% here.
In your new tour, you were very just spoke to you like during the tour, and obviously you're very moving away from the kid stuff to a different kind of comedy. And you carried on that going with the next tour as well.
Yeah.
How was it? How did you find coming away from that kind of material? Like writing stuff, was it like a bit like starting again? Or what was it like?
Well, I suppose with the last tour, what I tried to do is, I realised, because I've got this big audience of parents on my Facebook page, and I don't post any parenting stuff, and I haven't done really for like 3-4 years now. But because they all joined on when my kids were little, so they followed the page then, so that's kind of how they know me. Then I thought it was useful to put the word parent in the title of the last show.
Yeah.
So I called it How Not to Be a Terrible Parent. But the show itself was probably about 40% parenting material and 60% just anything.
It's a massive market
now,
though, the parenting market.
More topical stuff on that, wasn't it?
More topical stuff. And I feel like there's a 5% of my brain is always thinking, if you just did parenting stuff, you'd probably sell more tickets.
Oh, it's huge.
But I just don't want to. And I can't. I feel like I mind that particular topic to death. And I'm just... And my kids are older now. And do you know what? My kids are great, and it's dead hard to write material about how proud you are of your kids.
Yeah,
because they're just doing really well, and we get on really well, and there's no problems. And it's like you saying, it's fucking boring when you come to talking about comedy, because
two little boring cunts doing that, and just
you know,
really nice, sweet, boring cunts.
They're polite. My kids are dead polite, and they do what they're asked generally, and they tidy up around the house. So see you next time. Like,
I did it. Unlucky. Yours are all feral.
I know.
I had this with the wife, and she was like, I was like, I need to write some news. I'm getting a bit bored of me stuff. I want something exciting, new sort of thing. And she was like, oh, right. I was like, it's just nothing's happened. Yeah. And I need to get miserable.
It's not the realm of a comic to harpoon a perfectly happy life just to try and get some laughs.
It's terrible, though, isn't it?
That's comical harpoon a life.
So that's when because my life, I'm very content in my life generally, not all the time, like your friend who sounds like a psychopath. But it's that, so then I started looking at the wider world and thinking, well, what pisses me off? Because I tend to write comedy about stuff that pisses me off or confuses me.
Well, that's it. So you find the misery, you find the humour and misery sort of thing. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Just to cope, I think. And if I don't talk about it, just for my own benefit, I feel like I'm not processing it properly. So then, looking at all the political problems in the world and trying to turn that into something that's not preachy, but just trying to get into what's going on but making it funny as well.
I think it's good to evolve.
Sorry.
I think it's good to if you feel like if you've mined it for too long, rather than just keeping down that road. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just become vile and vulgar like us, and then have a completely new lease of life. A new the back 20. You've done the front 20 years being the wholesome. That now you're the debauched. 20 years now of just carnage. Now on the ale in the morning, and you'll have a new load of fans.
Book fast years.
Yeah.
It's hard to change the mindset of writing like that, because
a little. I don't know if it's hard, but it was a bit of a shift.
Well, you supported them, didn't you? You supported, and you said they were good gigs, and that the fans were like, "Oh God, it was nice to see your disgusting humour and that."
But I was saying it's similar with Troy Hawk, and that's you, Troy Hawk, and Paul's is a bit different because he's just so big. It's like when you support them, a lot of the audience have never been to comedy shows before, so they're sort of when you do push the envelope a bit, they're a bit like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, they're really, like, it's also surprise, but support. They quite enjoy it because they've never really been to stuff that does do that, like you say, especially
feel naughty, don't
especially if like mum wine club mum sort of thing, and they're like, it's like the one night out for the 3 months, and they're like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, God, yeah. It's mad. But with the first tour I ever did, it was all women who came to watch me. It was all women. And it was weird because I'd never set out for that to be the case, but it was all mums. They weren't drinking because they were all up at 3 in the morning for the feed. They were all new parents because I was writing about being a brand new dad.
You're like Matt Rife, mate.
I felt more like
but with all leaky, milky tits in the audience.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. But you know what was really hard to get over was the sound of the laughter.
Yeah.
There was no baritone laughter. So you felt like, I remember doing a sold out little theatre in Birmingham, there was like 400 people there, and I felt like I was dying on my arse because it was all like high pitched laughter.
What was the percentage-wise women then?
I'd say like 90% on that.
Really?
Floor. Yeah, honestly, it was ridiculous.
Does that become hard writing material then? Because, so I know, so who's Ian Sterling? He's got a very lady high percentage audience because all Love Island and stuff. And you see in his stuff now, it's sort of very written from almost a female, like a male's voice, but in like a female's like, oh, it's so hard for you women, sort of thing, and women have got it dead hard, and you can just like you're there watching, going, oh, I know why you're doing this because this just smashes because 90% of your gigs are women, and like if you really want to smash, then that's like, is it hard to like when you know, like thinking, oh, if I just say that and I like, or if I just change, just because not that you're not offending anyway, sort of thing, but it's hard not to then just sort of write into what they want.
Well, it was tempting. But like, thankfully, that balance has changed now, and it's like pretty much 50-50 now. And I think the second tour, a lot of the women came back and brought the fellas, who looked furious to be there because they never heard of me, and they were like, "Well, my wife's been laughing at your stuff for years," and like, and then, but you know, because I'm a club comic coming up, like, so I'm just I know to play to pretty much any room as we all do. So the fellas enjoyed it, and then they started coming back, and then with the last tour, because a lot of me like Instagram and maybe not Facebook so much, but Instagram and TikTok is much more political content that I'm doing. Then that seems to be much more of a male audience. So it's almost like the last show, which was your question before, like how do I it was almost like I had to write this show that was like political and parenting, but not make it seem like it was two shows jolted together. And I think I managed to weave it together quite nicely, where I was talking about the wider world, but then talking about how I distill that world into like where I am and what I'm doing with my kids.
How was Lady Dodd?
Great.
Was it? Yeah. So what were you doing there?
So I was doing a Q&A with her for Doddy Day, and I was asking her questions about just her life with Ken.
Right.
Amazing. Story she's got is just incredible, and she's so friendly and generous with her stories, and she'll just have whoever you talk about, she'll go, "Oh, we met him once." So
did you ever meet him?
I met Ken Dodd once. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
He was doing a workshop for some kids that we were working with, and he said he'll come along for an hour, and we said to the parents, pick up about 4:30, and 7:15 he was still doing the workshop. So just like his gigs, he was just like non-stop. Would you ever
gigged with him or not?
Never gigged with him, no. No.
So how big was he when you started?
Well, he was one of those acts who, he's kind of like Shakespeare, because he's everywhere, isn't he? And whether you're a fan or not, he's like had this big influence on comedy. And I growing up, my dad liked him, my granddad liked him. I was never a fan growing up, because I was into like American comics. I was into like Dennis Leary and Bill Hicks and Richard Pryor and people like that.
Right.
Which is the complete other end of the comedic spectrum than Ken Dodd. Still not really my, that one quick gag. It's not really not what I would listen to all the time. But he just lived such a life. What I didn't know about him is how instrumental he was in carving out his own career path. In the age of, podcasts and YouTube, and we all think we've got rid of the gatekeepers. Yeah, he was kind of doing that in the 70s and booking his own tours and selling his own merch.
Really? Yeah. Someone told was it? He was doing telly much. I'm sure someone told me about Ken Dodd. Like, he was never really on telly. He was like, I
thought he was everywhere.
I think he was on a lot in the 60s and the 70s.
Was it? No, maybe it was Roy Chubby Brown.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think Roy Chubby.
Not that they're the same, but like someone was telling me about how I think it was Roy Chubby Brown actually, about how like he managed to get so big, but was never on telly. Yeah.
Was it you I was talking to, or was it? It might have been Longley who was saying that Roy Chubby Brown actually. It was just like sex humor. It wasn't actually racist. And for a bit, it was just like he was just like graphic.
And then he got greedy.
And then
Yeah,
and I think is that what happened?
I think so. Yeah, I think there's a bit of racist stuff in it. I don't know. I was talking to someone about this before when I started stand up. My mum bought me the Comedians DVD, you know, the old show, and she gave it to me. My mum's very like right on and all that, but she said, "Oh, they're taking the racist stuff out, which is a shame, isn't it, son?" And I was like, "Well, probably is from a historical point of view, just to see how bad it was. Like, not to laugh at it."
Even Disney leave it in. Just put a little.
What is your opinion on editing art from the past to make it more palatable in the current climate?
I think that's nonsense. And
do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Roald Dahl books, but they got. They get. I'm sure something happened in Roald Dahl.
Racist, but there's
not racism, but like
it's very
problematic.
It's very horror as well, isn't it? Well, like true Roald Dahls, some of them are really like horrific. Like going.
What was it? There was a big kick-off about it.
Pulling kids' fingers off and stuff like that. Like,
I can't remember what it was. It was something big. There was a big thingy.
You thinking about the witches thing?
I don't know what.
There was a. So when they released, is it? What's it called? Anne Hathaway was in it anyway, and there was a big thing about body deformity, and they deformed Anne Hathaway's hands and stuff like that for the character, and then there was a big pushback on you shouldn't do that.
Well, it's a story, innit? That's the thing. It's a story.
She's got 3 fingers in the story. Then why can't you have
the story? I always think there's far too much energy going on changing stuff in the past. Change the future. We can change the future. We can't.
That's my big thing.
You know,
but you're left wing, but it's a bit right. Would it be considered right wing? To defend keeping the art.
The problem is
the same as it was when it was
does it have to be a wing.
Yeah,
but that's what it's seen as. It's like
that's the problem. I think it can't just be an opinion. Everything's got to be labelled as left wing thinking or right wing thinking. Like you say, why can't? Because I'm not that view. Let's not make James Bond black. Let's just make a black spy. Why does James Bond need to be black? And also, but I'm also the opinion of who cares who's James Bond? Do you know what I mean?
I'm
like there shouldn't be a massive. I don't understand why it's a massive. Either he's black
Ariel,
or he isn't black.
That was a big kick off on it. Yeah. Little Mermaid.
I just make James Bond he's a bit of a, I don't know, he's got questionable sexual models. Maybe fix them before you think about his ethnicity. But with a book or a TV show, and they say the following show will contain some racial language. Instead of that, they should just say this show was filmed in 1971, and then you go, it's going to be a bit racist, isn't it?
Yeah, this show was of its time, sort of thing.
Yeah, because it reflects the time. And if you look at a book from the 70s, you think that language, you wouldn't use that today. That's like a good positive sign that we've progressed a little bit.
Yeah,
rather than changing everything. I'm not saying reprint it and shove it down everyone's throats, but
Eddie Murphy's special's problematic, isn't it?
Very problematic, but also very funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
But even as a kid, I was watching that going, you can't say that, but he was saying it.
Well, that was half of the joke, wasn't it? The fact that I know I'm going too far here.
Yeah.
Was it? I didn't really understand what time did he release that? I know he was only like 19 on it or something. In the red jumpsuit or the red leather.
One, right? 83, 84.
And it was just rampant homophobia or something. And then
but then they say there's rampant homophobia still exists in certain cultures. So it's like,
well,
it's interesting on that first special that he does, or whatever, the Delirious one, and he talks about a man getting AIDS. And he's like, it's that thing about it's really interesting to reflect the time because everyone thought you could get AIDS off a toilet seat back then.
Yeah.
Joke, yeah, of course you did, Mr. Johnson or something. It's like he's, it's just it's a window into that little cultural period.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like you're saying it's nice. It's nice to then see how we've moved on.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't care less about whether they edit it or not from the past, but then I think. If you made it, but then if you went around to okay the edit, then I think maybe leave it as is. So if you're still alive, like Eddie Murphy could go, you know what? Let's agree to take this down from all the platforms or something.
Sure.
But then if he's dead, I'd say
too late.
Yeah.
It's of its time now.
Yeah.
Like you've got to get them before they die. Like you can't be tried for a thing once you're dead. Like Savile is an innocent man. No, he is, isn't he?
He has in the law.
He's innocent, isn't he?
Well, he's never
he's not been convicted because he was dead.
He's not convicted.
Yeah,
has not happened posthumously. No,
I wouldn't wear that T-shirt.
No, I know. Yeah, but that's just the thing,
sure
isn't it? It's like he's not
posthumously, but he was never sentenced or anything.
Posthumously.
Yeah, I think that's the right word.
Posthumously.
Posthumously.
Yeah.
That's one of those words.
I'm not being a dick. I'm not being a dick. I just sometimes he pronounces a word and then I just have to query
I
it.
say that wrong as well. The other one is what's the one where you talk about when you're exaggerating something?
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Yeah.
You say hyperbole?
Well, sometimes I know it's hyperbole, but I get it
right. It's horrible. I've told you about that time I pronounced rice lip wrong, haven't I?
Rice what?
Well, I pronounced rice lip wrong.
Right.
Oh, it was so embarrassing. I was only about 25 in the office and there's some little cunt.
I for years.
Rui slip, I called it.
We'll have to finish.
It makes me fucking tight chested just saying it now.
What was I used to say pigeon, I literally thought pigeon toss was pigeon toss. Up until like last year. Literally thought it was tossing pigeons. Didn't know it was pigeon toss. And what's the next road along called? Oh,
Victoria Street.
No,
Ty Barn.
Titty Barn.
Titty Barn
Yeah.
Street. Like for years.
German for strip.
Just like I don't know what I was calling it. And then someone just said Ty Barn Street, and I was like,
yeah, it's a tricky one, that Ty Barn Street.
I think that was 30 when I was like,
but you know when you learn that and then somebody makes the same mistake, you get nailed them for it. Yeah, I love doing that.
The infinite grace of God, go on, get them now.
Love that. You didn't know that? Fucking hell, you're thick, you.
I did that in school. I used to go, do you know so-and-so still believes in Father Christmas? I fully still
Fully.
Right, Sam, where can everyone find you and where's the special going to be?
So specials on YouTube, Sam Avery Comedy, just type that in and on all the platforms. I'm even on that new Blue Sky thing that
I've not gone yet.
I've got about 8 followers on that.
Currently blocked on Facebook, but I'll have to sort it out.
But and then SamAveryComedy.com, all my tour dates are on sale for 25-26, so you can get them now.
Excellent. Do that. Thank you very much. Sound to the Patreon.
Cheers.
Nice one. To that.